Good afternoon and welcome. I invite you to please stand and join music major Austin Wood in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
"4 years ago, when we prayed together for the first time, we stood in Gray Chapel and I prayed this prayer for you and your parents. Since then, we have prayed together in many different ways, for many different occasions, high times and tragic times. But today, I return to our first prayer together and again ask that you think of your families, your significant others, those who have helped you come to this place today, those who have become like family to you, and pray with me with your eyes wide open. Let us pray. That night, she gave a labor-laden cry, and then they held this newborn in their arms, and all the charms and harms of family, now 2 decades thick with memory, all the tears and tears of childhood, skinned-up knees, egg-shelled egos cracked with fragile fears and brilliant, shining hope, the scope of future dreams now underway. Today we give a labor-laden sigh, and with open arms and hearts, we say goodbye. And all the charms and harms of growing up, now 2 decades far too quickly gone, they are today before you here, O God. We bid your blessing on their families. We bid your blessing on this passage rite and give you thanks for all that's yet to be. Shalom, salam, namaste, shanti, shanti. Amen.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What a glorious day It is my great pleasure and deep honor to welcome all of you, trustees, faculty, staff, students, parents, grandparents, siblings, friends, and most importantly, the Ohio Wesleyan University Class of 2019. Welcome to this 175th Commencement Ceremony. Graduates, this is your day. Right now, take a look around you and soak in the memories of the classes taken in these historic buildings and the discussions you've had with these faculty and these your classmates. Over the last 4 years, you've devoted yourselves to the rigorous work of liberal education, stretching your minds in ways you had not imagined, exploring frontiers you did not know existed, and engaging the fascinating and infinite world of ideas. You have complemented your intellectual pursuits with social engagement, athletic competition, artistic creativity, cross-cultural and study travel experiences, and deep commitments to service. Today, your time on this campus comes to fruition, but the work of liberal education is unending, and the fascinating journey of discovery through the world of ideas will continue as long as you draw breath. As I signed your diplomas a couple of weeks ago, I found myself reflecting on the many ways in which our paths have crossed over these 4 years. Conversations we've shared on the jaywalk, at Pritchard House, and as far away as the south of Spain. I thought about times I've seen you in leadership. I thought about times I've seen you in competition on fields and courts, performing on stage, or reporting on research and travel. The education you received here began in the classroom and extended to the far corners of the earth. Here you learned to think big, go global, and get real. You traveled far and wide, and you put theory into practice in extraordinary ways. By our count, more than 90% of you had an OWU Connection experience. You received academic credit for 129 internships, and 20 of you had 2 or more. Nearly a third of you completed a practicum in your academic major. You embraced the opportunity for learning beyond the boundaries of the campus. 65 of you completed a travel learning course, and 14 of you more than one. Over 20% of you spent a semester studying away from campus. You engaged in volunteer service. You challenged yourself intellectually, often engaging research at an individual level. More than half of you completed at least one independent study. You participated in the launch of new programs that have enriched our campus. More than 50 of you are graduating with majors and degrees that did not exist when you arrived, or in majors that did not exist. You helped launch our rowing team. You saw the return of wrestling and a marching band. You advocated for a new dining service. Well done. You helped us imagine a robust renewal of our residential campus. You advocated for a new House of Black Culture, which opened in January. You helped create La Casa, which opens in August. You brought us Fashion Show, featuring the culture, music, dance, poetry, and fashion of the Caribbean and Africa. And you engineered the return of Rafiki. You have been strong champions for diversity and inclusion. You staged a sit-in outside of my office to provoke meaningful dialogue. And you played leadership roles in last fall's Historic Diversity Summit. You leave your mark on this campus in extraordinary ways. When you arrived 4 years ago, we introduced you to our notion of an education that prepares moral leaders for a global society. We've talked often about what it means to be an educated citizen, to devote your life to making a difference in this glorious, diverse world in which we live. But the 4 years you've spent on this campus have been years where others in our society have walked away from commitments to diversity. pursuing tribal agendas of isolation rather than global agendas of shared prosperity. Nationalism is on the rise around the world at the expense of the cross-cultural friendship and understanding reflected in the values we cherish here at OWU. I'm grateful for the opportunities we've shared together, spending our days among people eager to learn from one another and to live and study in the midst of people from all around the world. I'm grateful for your commitment to the value of building bridges, opening doors, and seeking to listen to and understand those whose life experiences and perspectives are quite different from your own. Today, I encourage you to hold fast to what you've learned here. It will serve you well, and you will serve our world well. I have a word for those who sit behind you today. These are the people who've known you since before you knew yourself. They've been with you along the way as you've made your way through the world. And today they bask in the glory of your accomplishments. Parents and grandparents, siblings and friends, I congratulate you, and I thank you for sharing with this campus the lives you cherish the most. They have done well, and in the future, they will do much good. Graduates, today I offer my wholehearted congratulations. You will be missed on this campus, but we will be following you, we will be cheering for you, and we will be watching for the ways that you fulfill the highest aspirations of your alma mater, wherever you go and whatever you do. Congratulations on this, your day. Joining us today on behalf of the Ohio Wesleyan Board of Trustees is Aaron Granger, a member of the Ohio Wesleyan Class of 1993. From his days as an OWU student, Aaron has displayed the rare blend of an incredibly calm demeanor combined with boundless energy. Here at OWU, he graduated with a double major in politics and government and religion. He was involved with Alpha Phi Alpha. He was president of the student body. He worked as a resident assistant in Welch Hall. He ran track and cross country. Aaron then attended the Ohio State University Moritz School of Law, where he received his JD in 1996. After serving as an attorney for the city of Columbus and Franklin County, and as a partner with Ice Miller, he now is general counsel and head of compliance at Williams Lee, a $1.2 billion company that serves financial and legal firms all over the world. In his profession, in the community, and here at his alma mater, Aaron continues to display his amazing energy and his commitment to service. He has served with many professional and community organizations, including the Board of Governors for the Columbus Bar Association, the Advisory Board for Living Beyond Autism, and as Vice President of the Southside Learning and Development Center Board. In addition to his service on OWU's Board of Trustees, he was chair of the House of Black Culture Advisory Committee, leading our successful efforts to build a new House of Black Culture. And he has worked with our students as a multicultural student affairs mentor and as a career services volunteer. I am honored to introduce a true moral leader for our global society, Aaron Granger.
Thank you, President Jones. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am pleased to extend congratulations to the Ohio Wesleyan University Class of 2019 and to welcome your family and friends gathered here to celebrate with you. The Board of Trustees includes more than 40 members, almost all of whom are alum and once sat where you sit today. We all care deeply about Ohio Wesleyan and take great pride in the accomplishments of its students and faculty. Nothing gives us greater satisfaction than knowing that Ohio Wesleyan has helped you grow in intellect and in empathy. The trustees join me in saluting you for your accomplishments in the classroom, your leadership across the campus, your service in the community, and your commitment to make this world a better place. I'm honored to share this commencement with you. Some of you who may be wondering in this moment of reflection, has Ohio Wesleyan prepared me for what's next? Am I ready for the inevitable challenges I will face? I wondered the same thing. In my first year of law school, I received the answer in the second week of my property class. My professor used the Socratic method of instruction, which included making each person stand up in the middle of class and answer his questions. In the row with me to my right was a person who had graduated from Yale, and to their right was someone who had graduated from Stanford, and to their right, all the way at the end of our row, was someone who had studied at Harvard. The professor started at the end of the row and asked Mr. Harvard to answer the question. Mr. Harvard was eloquent and spoke with the confidence of a seasoned litigator. "No," the professor said, "sit down." Then he called on Miss Stanford to answer the query, and she was equally as eloquent. "No," the professor said, "sit down." Then he called on Mr. Yale. Now at this point, I am really rooting for Mr. Yale to get this right. "No," the professor said, "sit down." Then he said, "Mr. Ohio Wesleyan, what's the answer?" I stood up, I put together what I thought was a fairly reasoned response. I'm certain I was not as violently confident as my colleagues, but I nonetheless stated an answer in a matter-of-fact way. And the professor looked at me with a curious pause and said, "Mr. Ohio Wesleyan, would you repeat your answer for the rest of the class?" And that's when I knew that Ohio Wesleyan education had prepared me to compete in the global marketplace. And now you have that same Ohio Wesleyan strength. It is now my pleasure to join Provost Chuck Steinmetz in recognizing the recipients of this year's Faculty Awards. First, Dr. Steinmetz will present the recipient of the Bishop Herbert Welch Award for Scholarly or Artistic Achievement. The Welch Award is given for distinguished scholarship or artistic achievement. It may be given in recognition of a faculty member's distinguished body of work or for an individual accomplishment. Dr. Steinmetz will now come forward and present the recipient of the Welch Award for Scholarly or Artistic Achievement.
I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the Welch Award for Scholarly or Artistic Achievement is Dr. Larry Griffin, Professor of Music. Dr. Griffin, please join me at the podium. Larry Griffin is an internationally recognized musician who, in the words of one of his nominators, brings the joy of music each and every day, not only to the Ohio Wesleyan community, but communities around the world. He and his trumpet have toured extensively as a soloist and a clinician, including 2 solo tours in China and 3 solo tours in Switzerland. Dr. Griffin has also been teaching and performing at the International Music Camp in Manitoba, Canada, since 1990. He's also an active guest conductor throughout the United States, Canada, Australia, Europe, and China. And most recently, Dr. Griffin accompanied Aretha Franklin at her last performance, and just this year, he played in a sold-out Carnegie Hall. Dr. Griffin's performances over his career have reflected his own high expectations, his pursuit of excellence, and a desire to inspire the same in others. As one of his nominators commented, his commitment to hard work is surpassed only by his eagerness to lift others as he climbs. I am pleased to present this award to Dr. Larry Griffin.
The Sherwood Dodge Shanklin Award for Encouragement of Teachers was established and endowed in 1963 by the late William H. and Frances Shanklin Ryan of Sacramento, California, to identify, encourage, and honor Ohio Wesleyan faculty members with the high potential as teachers. The recipient is chosen by the Faculty Personnel Committee upon recommendation by the faculty, staff, students, and alumni. Dr. Steinmetz will now present the recipient of the Sherwood Dodge Shanklin Award.
I am happy to announce that the winner of the Sherwood Dodge Shanklin Award is Dr. Melanie Henderson, Assistant Professor of Psychology. Dr. Henderson, please join me at the podium. In 6 years at Ohio Wesleyan, Dr. Henderson has developed a reputation for being a creative and dynamic teacher who partners with students in collaborative learning experiences. An alumnus, one of her former students, said this about Dr. Henderson: "She is easily one of the most passionate professors I had at OWU. Her style of teaching is something that stood out to me, as she always worked to engage students and have us be a part of the lecture. Her classes were challenging, but I always learned more in her classes than others." It is a pleasure to present this award to Dr. Melanie Henderson.
The Bishop Herbert Welch Meritorious Teaching Award was established in 1962 by the New York Alumni Association to recognize outstanding Ohio Wesleyan faculty. Recipients are selected by the Faculty Personnel Committee based on distinguished service in teaching that has made a significant contribution to the academic climate at Ohio Wesleyan. Dr. Steinmetz will now come forward to present this year's recipient of the Bishop Herbert Welch Meritorious Teaching Award.
I am happy to announce that the winner of the Welch Award for Teaching is Dr. Lynette Carpenter, Professor of English. Dr. Carpenter, today you are receiving an award for excellence in teaching from a faculty that excels in shaping the minds and lives of students. This is a considerable accomplishment, not easily attained, and one that should fill you with great pride. Dr. Carpenter, I would like to share with you a recent comment from one of your colleagues about what they observed in your classroom. I was terrifically impressed with Professor Carpenter's lecture, most especially the sense of camaraderie and level of familiarity she shared with her students and the time she gave them to answer the question posed with confidence and insight. She ensures her students not only come to class prepared with the day's reading completed and in front of them, but she then asks that they apply their knowledge to a new text distributed in class. She listened to each student, asked questions so as to clarify or complicate a student's analysis, and demonstrate herself to be a well-prepared and confident lecturer. It is my great pleasure to present this award to Dr. Lynette Carpenter.
The Adam Poe Medal was established in 1953 and is named in honor of the minister of William Street Methodist Episcopal Church, who gathered signatures and financial pledges for the founding of Ohio Wesleyan University. The Adam Poe Medal is presented to OWU faculty members and administrators in recognition of their long and valued service to the university at the time of their retirement. A biography of this year's recipients is included in the program. Provost Steinmetz, in recognition of her 30 years of service, will you please present Professor Lynette Carpenter for the Adam Poe Medal? Provost Steinmetz, in recognition of his 35 years of service, will you please present Professor Ted Cohen for the Adam Poe Medal? Thank you, Ted. Provost Steinmetz, in recognition of his 44 years of service, will you please present Professor John Gatz for the Adam Poe Medal? Thank you, John. Provost Steinmetz, in recognition of her 34 years of service, will you please present Professor Mary Howard for the Adam Poe Medal? Provost Steinmetz, in recognition of his 20 years of service, will you please present Professor Paul Costew for the Adam Poe Medal? Woo-hoo. Provost Steinmetz, in recognition of her 40 years of service, will you please present Professor Amy McClure for the Adam Poe Medal? By my arithmetic, we have just honored more than 2 centuries of service to Ohio Wesleyan University. Let's say thank you. Now it is my great honor to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker who will share words of wisdom, advice, and inspiration with our graduating class. As we celebrate our historic 175th commencement ceremony today, it is especially fitting to have that Dr. Diane Petersen is here with us. At Ohio Wesleyan, we are a university with a deep, long-standing, and abiding commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We work to provide an environment and culture that supports all of our students and helps them all to thrive. We're the proud alma mater of 1904 graduate Branch Rickey, who changed history 4 decades later when he collaborated with Jackie Robinson to break Major League Baseball's color barrier. And we are the proud alma mater of 1966 alumna Diane Petersen, MD. Diane didn't set out to change history when she enrolled at Ohio Wesleyan, but she and her Delta 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 sorority sisters did just that. As you may have read in your commencement program, Diane made history in 1965 when she became the first African-American woman in the nation to be initiated by the Tri-Delts. Her journey to sorority membership was not smooth nor easy, but it helped to form the character of an exceptional woman who has committed her life to helping and healing others. After graduating from Ohio Wesleyan, Diane went on to earn a master's degree in communicative disorders from Northwestern University. She then worked as a speech and language pathologist and focused her efforts on helping neurologically impaired adults. In 1982, Dr. Petersen earned her medical degree from the University of Michigan and began an accomplished career as an otolaryngologist, helping patients with ear, nose, and throat ailments, and as an in-demand heart and neck surgeon. In addition to Delta Delta Delta, Diane has earned memberships in many prestigious organizations throughout her life, including the American Medical Association, American Medical Women's Association, Association of Women's Surgeons, and American Academy of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery. Diane has remained connected to Ohio Wesleyan over the years, something which I hope becomes true of all of today's graduates. In addition to a lifetime of generous philanthropic gifts, Diane served as the keynote speaker at our first ever Women of Wesleyan Leadership Forum in 2016, and she now is one of the chairs currently planning the 2020 WOW celebration. I have no doubt that we are about to be wowed here today too. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to our 2019 commencement keynote speaker, Dr. Diane Petersen.
Wow, what a beautiful day at OWU, right? 4 years or more of listening, questioning, studying, Googling, and looking forward to this day of walking across this stage. And here you are, right now, in a cap and gown. Cherish this moment. Savor it. I want to thank President Rock Jones and Class President Caroline Hamlin for inviting me. Greetings to members of the OWU family and all who are here to witness this marvelous event. Most especially my personal guests, my role model, mentor, friend, and former OWU faculty member Barbara Tull and her husband Bob Tannehill, and 2 of my Tri-Delta sisters and very dear friends, Sarah Emler Straub and Karen Hall Geiser. I so appreciate your support. Heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. Every one of you has a story to tell, and your personal story will continue for many more chapters after you leave the OWU campus. Storytelling is a lot more than just a presentation of facts and events. It's filling in the major plot lines with meaningful, descriptive details. Being aware of your unfolding story enables you to pull your significant life experiences into a coherent, relatable narrative, one that conveys meaning and purpose so you can understand yourselves better, not only through your own narrative, but also that of others. It clarifies the meaning of your life during times when life becomes most challenging. I'm about to share my story with you, and the important part is it was very much influenced by the values instilled not only at home, but also here at OWU. Values such as aligning your life toward the ultimate good, respect for all people, and service to others are useful in moving toward a meaningful life, so that life is richer and more purposeful than you can ever imagine. As President Jones told you, I'm a battling bishop who's walked in your shoes. Well, maybe not Vans or Toms, but I have walked in your shoes. It's an honor and a privilege to return to campus and share why this 1966 OWU grad is here for you today. When I say I've walked the walk, it was nowhere near the same walk as you. My freshman year at Ohio Wesleyan was in 1962. It was a time when students were transitioning from the conservatism and passivity of the 1950s to a more dynamic, open, and confrontational society of the 1960s. More and more students were questioning authority rather than sitting back and accepting the status quo. The transformation of OWU's campus and the national culture was just beginning during my freshman year. By the time I graduated, the Vietnam War was escalating and seriously dividing the country. Nelson Mandela was arrested and imprisoned in South Africa, and John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. But what affected me most were the civil rights and the national women's rights movements. Sounds like a repeat of what's making headlines today, doesn't it? Back in the 60s, very few high schools were racially integrated, but in New Jersey, mine was. Students formed social groups based on common intellectual interests and abilities rather than by who was wealthy, middle class, or had the lightest skin. At the time, I had no idea that an integrated school was the exception rather than the norm. When I arrived at OWU, any student who was not a member of the Greek system was labeled an independent. Being an independent today is a good thing. Back then, it meant you were basically unpledged and on your own, and that applied to anyone with my skin. Here I was at a superb university, one in which the Greek system was a significant part of campus life, and it was one where membership started with the color of your skin. This was blatant racial discrimination, and it was so different from my high school experience. I couldn't help but wonder if I had come to the wrong place. But as I said earlier, student attitudes were changing. Of the 14 sororities on campus, I had many friends in Alpha Gamma Delta, and when it came time to pledge, they invited me to join. I was thrilled to be recognized for who I was, smart, compassionate, and outgoing. But that elation turned to disappointment when the local and national alumni leaders of Alpha Gamma Delta banded together to block my membership. The leadership initiated a campaign against me, and they did it by promoting divisiveness, fear, and uncertainty within the chapter. Those leaders went so far as to threaten the sorority with the loss of their national chapter standing. The whole affair was downright ugly, and here I was caught in the middle. Half of the sorority wanted me as a sister, and the rest were confused and afraid. I couldn't stand seeing the sorority divided over disputes about my membership, so I withdrew my acceptance of the invitation to pledge. Talk about an ego buster. It's not like I was the last kid picked for the team. I couldn't even be on the team. Mothers frequently give great advice in times of despair. Mine told me, when disappointment occurs, something even better will come your way. It just takes patience. I always remembered Mother's words, which proved to be true in repeated chapters of my story. After processing the hurt and disappointment of my rejection by the Alpha Gamma Delta alumni officials, I was able to reflect on what had happened and why. Yes, the experience was incredibly painful. It made me feel small and vulnerable. But because I chose not to dwell on those feelings or internalize the rejection, I walked away from that disappointing chapter fully determined to move forward. I set goals to get more involved in student government and other campus activities that did not have discriminatory practices. And I surrounded myself with friends who provided much-needed sounding boards for encouragement and validation. 1 year later, a group of Delta Delta friends convinced me to try again, and this time it was to pledge their sorority. They were very persuasive, assuring me that Tri-Delts did not have a policy, written or unspoken, that prohibited membership based on race or religion. This was a turning point for me. Everything I learned from the previous pledge experience made me stronger, more resilient, and even better, it gave me the courage to stick my neck out and try again. The Tri-Delts' founding principles of welcoming women of character also included having a society that will be kind to all alike. Kindness to all. Sounds good, doesn't it? I certainly thought so. Some of these women guessed that pledging an African American might raise a few eyebrows, but they didn't care. They simply wanted me as one of their own. One member went so far as to say, "No one is going to tell us what to do," and that includes who we will pledge. To them, color and religion did not matter. Music to my ears. Pledging an African American was possible in theory, but not in practice. When it came my turn to pledge, I had all the requirements checked off. Letter of recommendation from someone who personally knew me in New Jersey, check. Sign off from alumni advisor, check. Unanimous vote from chapter members and the advisor, check. All of the membership requirements were completed. And you know what? That presented a problem. No one remembers the Tri-Delta National Office, headquartered in Texas, ever paying any attention to the OWU chapter prior to my pledging. But they were paying attention now. It seemed as if a representative from the Delta 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 National Office was visiting our campus every month, including the national president. Chapters and alumni, especially those in the South, demanded my pledge be revoked. There were many reasons. One, they feared that pledging a woman of color could endanger future recruitment efforts at OWU and across the nation. Second, the sorority couldn't hold social events in private clubs that barred African American members, and it would be difficult to find alternative sites. They also worried about the backlash if an African American member brought a white date to an event. These may sound like outdated reasons today, but such concerns created enormous pressure on the sorority and alumni in 1964. I received many hurtful letters, as did the sorority, calling our chapter an embarrassment and demanding my resignation. Someone told our sorority pledge trainer, "You will go to hell for this." Another Tri-Delt was asked, "What will your sisters in Alabama think?" Since all the requirements for pledging me had been fulfilled, the national office could not attack me directly. Instead, they went after the chapter. Each OWU Tri-Delt active received a letter inquiring if this was the course they truly wanted to follow. The document asked them to imagine inviting me to have dinner in their homes or to spend the night with them. This was undoubtedly a tactic designed to get at least one dissenting vote in order to block my initiation. They scoured the sorority archives looking for any excuse to put the chapter on probation, and they found reasons that dated back decades. Suddenly, the house was on just about every kind of probation imaginable. One of the reasons for probation was because a sorority sister put her pledge pin on a charm bracelet. That was apparently a huge no-no. The probations kept the chapter from initiating new members for several months. It took the intervention of then OWU President Eldon Smith on the chapter's behalf with the Tri-Delt National Office and a lot of jumping through hoops for Delta 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 to finally initiate me and other members of the pledge class in the spring of 1965. For all the struggles and ill will that sprang out of that ordeal, I can honestly say it not only strengthened me to the depths of my being, it also intensified the feelings of pride, joy, and love I shared with my sisters. Those astonishing young women succeeded where other sorority chapters could not. The OWU Deltas were ready to go to the mat for what they wanted and believed. OWU, the administration, faculty, board of trustees, and a group of courageous Tri-Delta collegiates paved the way and helped me open the door against discrimination in college sororities across the nation. I hope you feel as proud as I do that it happened at our beloved OWU. So that is just a few chapters of my story. By sharing them, I hope you benefit from seeing how one person managed disappointment, setbacks, and opposition, then finally acceptance and victory. Of course, a lot has changed since the 1960s, though unfortunately not enough. Insidious racism exists today. But I'm optimistic that basic human rights like equality, justice, and truth will win over the ignorance, hatred, and bias that people of every age experience around the world. I say this with absolute trust and conviction because you out there in the caps and gowns are moving humanity forward. As I mentioned, your story continues when you walk off in a few minutes with those hard-earned diplomas. Some of you know exactly what happens next. What if you can't envision what happens next? Being in a kind of limbo can be very unnerving and disheartening. I'm here to let you in on a few secrets, though. If you're smart enough to matriculate with a liberal arts degree from Ohio Wesleyan, you're smart enough to know who you are, articulate what you want, and use that knowledge to make your next move. The true beauty of a liberal arts education is that it teaches you how to learn, not just in the classroom or from textbooks, but from life experiences. Knowledge is all-powerful. I repeat, all-powerful. Acquiring knowledge on your own and realizing that learning is a reward in and of itself are important to reflect upon throughout life. In Ohio Wesleyan, liberal arts education definitely gives you certain advantages. Respected magazines such as Forbes ranked OWU #1 in Ohio and number 17 among America's most entrepreneurial colleges. The Fisk Guide to Colleges says OWU is one of the best and most interesting four-year colleges, providing students with a solid liberal arts experience based not on bells and whistles, but on practical, career-related experience. Now is clearly the time for you to use the skills you acquired here. Keep your objectives in sight. Control how and what you think. Here's a question. When you look at where you're going next, what do you see? A marketing department, nonprofit agency, back to the classroom? I'm living proof that what you think is about to happen might occur, but it could also change in the best possible way. I recently retired from a 30-year career as a head and neck surgeon, and believe me when I say obtaining my degrees and navigating my career hardly progressed from A to B. In fact, it was more like A to Z. I came to college wanting to be a serious stage actor, but by the end of freshman year, I developed a more practical mindset. It had to do with being financially independent and having a career, but not in one of the typical fields ascribed to women at the time, like nursing or teaching. So following graduation, I accepted a management position at AT&T. While there, I became acutely aware of sex discrimination, glass elevators, and glass ceilings. There was not one female district manager among the 1 million employees. It didn't take long to realize my AT&T management career was going nowhere. But having that job made me realize that working in corporate America was just not me. It proved to be a wake-up call that helped me realize what I really wanted, and that was to work in a profession helping others. So I shifted direction and enrolled in the master's program at Northwestern University, where I majored in communicative disorders. I was 26 years old. After receiving the master's degree, I worked for several years as a speech and language pathologist. Then I reassessed where I was. Looking back, it was a real aha moment. I realized I needed more of an intellectual challenge and opportunities to help others at an even higher level. The next step was to take a deeper journey and seek things that I believed were truly worth wanting. I decided I wanted to be a physician. My final formal course of study was a medical degree at the University of Michigan, completed in 1982 at age 38, followed by 6 years of residency training. My 10-year journey toward becoming a doctor is one of the most defining parts of my life story, and those chapters are among the most satisfying and fulfilling. Your education, like mine at OWU, will help provide the means and understanding to reassess along the way, make strategic plans, and know when to move on. Making these decisions can be daunting. Don't let fear of failure or dreams that seem too lofty hold you back. Once you know for certain what you want, and more importantly, why you want it, start progressing in that direction and continue on that trajectory at a steady pace. I hope this story of rejection and recalibration encourages you to learn and grow from all of life's experiences, to reach out for what you want, to be aware of the need for flexibility, to be willing to change paths when necessary, and to be able to deal with what author and New York Times columnist David Brooks refers to as the moment of annunciation. That is the moment when the interest is sparked or the fire is lit. Brooks goes on to say, and I love this quote, "For a life to have meaning, one must be aware of the soul that needs to be uplifted, not the skill that needs to be maximized." Seek and discover your purpose. Know what makes your heart sing and move in that direction. Last but not least, a meaningful life is not entirely about work. Don't allow work to become your identity. Orrin Cass, author of Once and Future Worker, warns how workism can isolate you and keep you from being engaged and building relationships with family and the community. Heed that warning. Build relationships wherever you go. Take yourself away from the narrowness of your phone screen and appreciate the wide reality of the world around you. And this is a simple message, but so important. Above all, be kind. Recognize the worth of others and come to them with a compassionate heart. Teach your children to be kind. Live by that example. Embrace your self-worth, as it will enable you to become selfless. Keep your hearts and minds open. Use your voice for good and for what is right. When you receive your degree today, you're also joining the alumni family of this prestigious institution. It's a place where you've made lifelong friendships. Nurture those friendships and connections. They are incredible gifts worth treasuring. Let me be the first alumnus to welcome you to the Ohio Wesleyan family. You may not remember my name or the year I graduated, but I do want you to remember how truly excited I am for all of you today. OWU has left its mark on you. It has touched you to the very core, where you are not only educated, but transformed. I'm encouraged and heartened as I anticipate what you might contribute to the world in the years to come. You have been given the tools. Keep moving your story forward and make it a big and an important story that you can devote your life to, one that gives it meaning. It's time for the OWU Class of 2019 to step out and lead. Be loud and be proud.
Diane, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for sharing your powerful personal story. Thank you for reminding us of the impact that OWU has had and can have. And thank you for the wise counsel you have given to this class. Now, as we recognize the achievements of the Ohio Wesleyan Class of 2019, I call on Ms. Shelley McMahon, University Registrar, to present the candidates for degrees in course.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts please rise? On behalf of the faculty and Board of Trustees of the university, I have the honor to present these candidates as duly qualified to receive the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and under the laws of the state of Ohio, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, with all of the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Ms. McMahon will present the individual candidates as they come forward to receive their diplomas.
Olivia Fletcher Baylor, magna cum laude. Rachel Brianne Bush, magna cum laude. Andrew Tyler Farina, magna cum laude. Leanna Alaris Francis, magna cum laude. Alexis Christian Graffis, cum laude. Samantha Grace Kaiser, cum laude. Harrison Joseph Nichols, magna cum laude. William Lee Steele. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please rise? On behalf of the faculty and Board of Trustees of the university, I have the honor to present these candidates as duly qualified to receive the degree of Bachelor of Science.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and under the laws of the state of Ohio, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. The candidates will please come forward.
Marielle Kathleen Buss, cum laude. Mustafa Munir Habib. Austin Cole Hamaker, magna cum laude. Jack Henry Bacalo Hibbard, summa cum laude. Alec Nicholas Martin. Diego Camilo Venegas Vargas, cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise? On behalf of the faculty and Board of Trustees of the university, I have the honor to present these candidates as duly qualified to receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and under the laws of the state of Ohio, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all of the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. The candidates will please come forward.
Alyssa Marie Acevedo, magna cum laude. Nicholas William Adams, cum laude. Adedeji Carl Adaby. Adedeyo Akinmadeyemi. Philippos Dimitrios Alevezopoulos. Catherine Rose Allen, cum laude. Christopher Brian Alaco, cum laude. Sabrina J. Amato, cum laude. Adam Timothy Armstrong. Jacqueline Elizabeth Arnott. William Michael Ashburn. Christopher Hayden Azzarello. Christy Jiwoo Bay. Delaney Elizabeth Baker, cum laude. Adia Tamu Barmore. Jessica Elisa Barrios Hernandez. Samantha Michelle Bates. Malika Bod, cum laude. Zoe Baumgartner Brown, in absentia. Jesse Ray Beachy, in absentia. Aaron Graham Bennington, cum laude. Shannon Elizabeth Birmingham, cum laude. Faith Victoria Best, cum laude. Natalie Elizabeth Bidwell. Ornella Kalisa Bisumwasa. Eva A. Blockstein. Lauren Victoria Bodeker, summa cum laude. Emerson Nash Bonema. Christopher Scott Bonner. John Robert Bonus. Anastasia Virginia Borish. John Blackburn Bowman. Kelsey Joe Bowling, cum laude. Carrie Lee Brooks. Quentin I. Broomfield. Daniel Edward Brothers. Jackson Blue Brownstein. Mackenzie Lee Brunke, magna cum laude. Adrian Burr, summa cum laude. Thea Grace Burt, cum laude. Kyrie Allen Burton. Chloe Nicole Bush, cum laude. Kylie Dawn Callahan, magna cum laude. Natalie Baker Campbell. Ariana Noelia Campos. Nina Sho Carmichael Tanaka, magna cum laude. Lauren Ray Carpenter. Victoria Sophia Chavez. Weejan Sherilis. Eva Wangari Churu. Kelly Anna Coffin. Lauren Frances Corcoran. Veda Elizabeth Cost. William Michael Cousineau. Leah Catherine Crawford. Alexandria Gabrielle Creech. Anthony David Crow. Chanel Cassandra Cruz. Caitlin Ashley Kohlberg. Rafer Lloyd Smith Dandy. Anna Lenora Davies, summa cum laude. Eric Lee Davis Jr. Kyle McKay Davis. Thomas Bradley Davis. Erin Michelle Delaney. Daniel Marcel Delott. Alyssa Eileen DiPadova, summa cum laude. Excuse me, that's Alyssa Eileen DiPadova. Excuse me, Alyssa. Jackson Allen Drunkenbrod, cum laude. Felipe Duarte Rico, cum laude. Melanie Duarte. Elise Elizabeth Doldner, cum laude. Hannah Adele Durr. Trevor Anthony Edwards Jr. Ryan Patrick Earhart. James Franklin Elliman III. Theodore Andrew Elmore. Joseph Harris Emerson, magna cum laude. Joshua Dishon Epkins. Janae B. Irvin. Julien Manu Esolakina. Allison Marie Einan, cum laude. Jenna Angelique Fannin. Lucas Edward Farmer. Emma Christine Felty. Kaylee Nicole Flack.
Daniel Maxon Frame, magna cum laude. Molly Barrett Gefkin. Serena Elise George, summa cum laude. Rebecca Joy Garish, cum laude. Delara Osman Gingrich. Yasmin Osman Gingrich. Haley Louise Glessner, magna cum laude. Andrew David Guin. Drew Wallace Gray. Krista Lynn Green, cum laude. Aaron Francis Greer. Margaret Ann Greer. Marissa Lynn Grillo. Evan Nicholas Gine. Caroline Lee Hamlin. Joshua Michael Harkness. Jonathan Collingwood Harmon. Aries Julian Harper. Colton Robert Harvey, magna cum laude. Muhammad Safir Tayyab Hayat, cum laude. Demias Moreno Hurd, cum laude. Kelsey Janelle Heath, cum laude. Alexandra Ruth Heberly. Dalton Tyler Henderson. Abigail Marie Hermes. Luke P. Herman, cum laude. Holland Amelia Hickman, magna cum laude. Victoria Mariana Salvatore Hilario. Stephen Francis Hildebrand. Zachary Zhangge Hill. William Fairbanks Hogan. John Cullen Homan, magna cum laude. Matthew Robert Hauk. Evan James Hudgens. Milan Jeanette Huff. Cindy Lei Huan. Xavier Toussaint Irving. Daniel Raymond Jablonski, magna cum laude. Jace Daniel Jacobson, magna cum laude. Sean Sham Jadhara. Cole Daryl Randolph Jameson. Jack Edmund Jeske. Bin Jin, summa cum laude. Emma Lyndall Johnson. Paige Nicole Johnson. Grace McKenna Jones. Hannah Joseph. Raisa Chibile Kanku, cum laude. Isamu Kawashita. Larissa Holland Keating. Hussein Mustafa Katai. Austin M. Kimbrough. Jordan Anthony King. Lillian Watson Webster Klein. Megan Marie Brooks Click. Elizabeth Patterson Knowlton, summa cum laude. Eugene Kramskoy, magna cum laude. Katie Anna Kuckelheim, magna cum laude. Charles Raymond Kuhn III. Shunwei Lai. Alexander Patrick Lambert. Madison Kate Lancaster, summa cum laude. Jordan Jamel Leach. Audrey Elise Long. Mona Lynch. Nina Marie Maladondo de la Rosa. Simone Zane Mon. Alicia Gabrielle Margello. Molly Elizabeth Ihwa Marshall. Trevor Charles Martin. Joshua Adam Martineau. Sarah Ruth Maddock, cum laude. Kimberly Ann McCalmont, cum laude. Ashley Renee McCracken. Lindsay Nicole McMullen, magna cum laude. Francisco Mejia. Julia P. Melio. Nicholas Lascelle Melvin, summa cum laude. Alexander Roy Menzo. Margaret Murray Mikachich, magna cum laude. Jack Andrew Miklos, summa cum laude. Jared Christopher Mitchell. Alexandria Atalia Molnar. Patrick Edward Monahan. Stephen Mora Zacharias. Delonte Montrell Morrow. Tendakai Ben Mudzinganyama. Matthew Eric Musick. Sydney Ruth Nadler. Mohammed Mued Nasir. Leah Allen Nathanson. Robert McCarthy Nothan. Andrew Reed Newport. Alexandria Sue Niemeyer. Keenan Charles O'Doherty. Thomas Karsten Ugier. Summa cum laude. Sterling Jarrell O'Hara. Nikki Antonia Olguin. Casey Lynn O'Toole. Jared Andrew Ottenstein.
Doris Elizabeth Ottman, cum laude. Andrew Joseph Occult, cum laude. Panel Elaine Palialunga. Anna Perna Pakrasi. Tyler David Palmer. Darian Palmerin Chavez. Spencer Gerald Pauley. Diamond Sierra Pearson. James Elliott Petersen. Philip Cole Petty. Riley Claire Petard. Caroline Breckenridge Plott. Armando Eduardo Polizzi. David Edward Prawl. Megan McKeel Price. Morgan W. Seneca. Hillary Chambers Quinn, summa cum laude. Sydney Renee Quinn. And Adriana Pamela Rass. Margaret McGovern Ray. Abigail Elizabeth Ralph. Jocelyn Ramirez Lopez. Colin Grant Rastetter, cum laude. Meryl Ellison Reams. Eli Josiah Reed. Mackenzie Ann Reed, cum laude. Yanira Reimer Stewart, cum laude. Jared Todd Rieger. Carter Douglas Riskand. Jack Douglas Ryder, cum laude. Alexis Morgan Roberts, cum laude. Michaela Marie Robinson, cum laude. Christopher Rodriguez. Michaela Rachel Rowe. Rochelle. Braden Matthews Resch, cum laude. Claylee Rebecca Rose. Christopher Ramasura Royi Yarantoa. Michelle Elizabeth Gakinya Rusk Iser. Slater Christopher Sabo, summa cum laude. Sarah C. Sanford. Medina Sargand. Nathan Roy Schmidt. Alexandra Renee Schmidt, cum laude. Alyssa Anne-Marie Schuler, magna cum laude. Marvel Comose Dodi Sena. Cesar Andres Servan Martinez. John William Shoden. Saida Ramsha Shah, magna cum laude. Raleigh William Scherer Jr., cum laude. Kylie Virginia Shaw, cum laude. Rachel Shields. Eric Michael Sheets II. Emily Joy Spies, magna cum laude. Erica Lynn Schultz, magna cum laude. David Stewart Sickles. Sydney Aaron Simons. Henry Edwards Sloan. Tessa Gray Smalley, summa cum laude. Cameron Tyler Smith. Michael Gordon Smosny Jr., magna cum laude. Madeline Claire Sorick, Madeline, cum laude. I'll get it by the time we get back. Zachariah Sore. Noah Chamberlain Spicer. Espen Cole Stalder. Aiden Stout, cum laude. Austin Riley Strauss. John Medella Soromo. Emily Amadea Sutliff, cum laude. Michael Sean Sutton. Julian S.D. Sykes. Anna Grace Taylor. Alex Michelle Templeman, summa cum laude. Maxwell Tennant. Savannah Irene Travis, summa cum laude. Caitlin Harika Kanane Tricky. Alexandra Nicole Vasquez. Merritt Lorraine Versteg, cum laude. Kathleen Marie Vander Ems, cum laude. Michael Thomas Wadsworth, cum laude. Malia Elizabeth Grace Walker. Seamus Alfonso Walsh. Bethany Johanna Ward. Hannah Rose Wargo, summa cum laude. Benjamin Roy Ritburn, cum laude. Alex Regina Wiener. Trayvon Derek E. Wilkes. Sophia Margaret Weingard, cum laude. Ahmed Vikar, cum laude. Matthew Ryan Wolf. Mallory May Wolf. Ashley Hope Woodson. Jacob Ryan Worrell Jr., magna cum laude. Orion Wright. Matthew Ryan Young, cum laude. Joseph Michael Urich, cum laude. Jason Thomas Zaitis. Lisa Nicole Zeller. Zihan Zhang. Joshua Richard Zappa, cum laude.
And there they are, the Ohio Wesleyan University Class of 2019. We would like to also recognize again those who have graduated with Latin honors. We will ask the first group to stand and remain standing as the others are called. So will all students graduating summa cum laude please rise? Will all students graduating magna cum laude please rise and join them? And will all students graduating cum laude please rise? Thank you. In addition, one student here today completed her career at Ohio Wesleyan with a grade point average of a perfect 4.0. Serena George, would you please stand so we can recognize you? It is customary at Ohio Wesleyan that the senior class president offers remarks and an expression of gratitude on behalf of our classmates. Senior Class President Caroline Hamlin is a double major in environmental studies and geography. She came to OWU from Texas, and her family now lives in Arlington Heights, Illinois. She is the daughter of an Ohio Wesleyan graduate. Caroline has been a leader at OWU from the day she set foot on campus. As a first-year student, she was elected to be one of the 2 class representatives on the Wesleyan Council on Student Affairs, our student government, where she obviously made a big impact as she later received WCSA's Best New Member Award. As an environmental studies major, Caroline put theory into practice right here at OWU. She was one of a group of students who teamed up with the faculty and staff to develop the Ohio Wesleyan Sustainability Plan in 2017. That plan has 4 objectives: to commit to a sustainable future on campus and in the community, to reduce our impact on global climate change, to improve our health and well-being, and to live better on campus and on Earth. With this work, Caroline has made OWU a better place for years to come. Caroline says next on her agenda is a gap year before heading to graduate school to pursue a master's in social work. I am proud to present one of Ohio Wesleyan's newest alumni, Caroline Hamlin.
Members of the board, Dr. Jones, administration, faculty, staff, family and friends, and the senior class of 2019, thank you for this journey. As a Texas girl coming to Ohio to visit the university in the middle of February, who do not own a real winter coat at the time, with temperatures below 0 degrees, I was inspired by my father, Matthew Hamlin, class of 1976, who spoke fondly of his college experiences here at Ohio Wesleyan. He helped me look beyond the brutally cold weather and make my college decision based on factors more important. Thank you, Dad. 4 short years ago, we all arrived at OWU not knowing what to expect, how to assimilate, meeting each other for the first time and beginning the exploration of self through higher education. With the opportunity to reflect, permit me to share a view of the university administration. Faced with many difficult challenges, the administration was able to address adversity and make decisions that were necessary, understandable, and at times difficult. The commitment of the administration and staff to improving the quality of student life has been integral to the mission of Ohio Wesleyan. We are so thankful for your leadership and continued investment in curriculum and programs. Personally, I wish to thank Dr. Jones for the opportunity to witness and learn from his strong leadership and communication skills. To the faculty who have been so influential and inspiring in our lives, your dedication to the student body is tremendously admirable. You have given us the tools to face daunting challenges, develop critical thinking capabilities, and explore our creative potential. Through 15-page research assignments, 4 group projects, and terrifying class presentations, you have made pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone a reality. You have successfully connected with us by mastering our generation's lingo, immersing yourself in today's culture, and leading by example to do good. We are so grateful for the intellectual challenges and friendships. To our personal supporters, parents, and family, we are so grateful for the love that you have given us throughout one of the most life-changing chapters in our lives. It is a great comfort to know you will always be there for us in times of need, in times of sorrow, and in times of celebration. To my colleagues, the class of 2019, wow, what a fabulous group of young people. I am honored to know you, and I am humbled to have been a part of our shared journey. We should be proud of the things we have accomplished and also learn from the failures that we have endured. We have become resilient individuals who have the confidence and skills to succeed. Among the life lessons I have learned throughout my college experience is that being true to yourself is the most valuable of all. At the end of the day, whatever you may pursue after college, you must always believe in yourself. Your true north will always guide you to your goals and passions that Ohio Wesleyan has helped you to find. Your internal compass, unique to who you are, represents your deepest beliefs, values, and morals. Ohio Wesleyan has been an enriching journey of social and intellectual development. For all the good and bad encounters with each other, we recognize the benefits of each, gaining a deeper appreciation of self and developing meaningful friendships for life. Time has passed so fast. Going forward, leverage what you have learned at Ohio Wesleyan. Be bold in all you do. Be kind to all you meet. Do your best and be great. The business philosopher Jim Rohn said, "As long as you have the hunger for success, you will always have the power within you to achieve it." Our opportunity to influence the world and create positive change for the well-being of others is in our hands. Don't merely be the revolution, but be the reason for the revolution. To those who have touched our lives, thank you. To our families who have been supportive throughout these college years, thank you. And to my classmates, I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline, for your leadership and for your words on behalf of your class. Thank you, Dr. Petersen, for your inspiring reflection on your Ohio Wesleyan and life journey. Thank you to the faculty and to the staff who have created the experiences that bring our graduates to this moment. Thank you, family and friends, for your abiding support. And most of all, thank you, class of 2019, for the impact you have had on this campus and for the impact that you will have on our world. As we close, I offer these words to the graduating class. If here at Ohio Wesleyan you have found freedom, take it into the world. If here at Ohio Wesleyan you have found peace, go and share it with others. If here at Ohio Wesleyan you have found some portion of truth, go and seek it all the more. If here at Ohio Wesleyan you have learned to dream dreams, help one another so that those dreams may come true. If here at Ohio Wesleyan you have known love, give some back to a hurting and bruised world. May you, the class of Ohio Wesleyan University graduates of 2019, be as proud of yourselves and your accomplishments as we are of you. And now, as you are officially alumni of this great university, we invite you and all who are present to stand and join Austin Wood in the singing of the Alma Mater.
Strong rises our hymn of praise for thee alone. Heaven re-echoes it, loud let it ring. Crown, rarest of laurels e'er victory has known, noblest achievements have hallowed thy name. Deathless thy fame.
As the ceremony concludes, I ask you to remain in your places until the platform party has recessed, and then families and graduates can connect. This is the bell that existed on this campus in 1842. When Ohio Wesleyan University was established, and a year or so later, for the first time, was rung to call classes to order. You heard the sound of this bell when you arrived as new students, whether it was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, some of you 5 years ago. You learned then that it no longer rings, it clanks. But each year, we open the year and we close the year with the ringing of this historic bell, reminding us of the historic mission of Ohio Wesleyan as an undergraduate residential liberal arts institution devoted to the work of transforming lives that can then transform the world. I now announce the close of the 2018-19 academic year.
play more. Abe, you want to ride back? No more? Okay.
No more. Done.
Start it up. Let's go again.
Yeah.
That's all this is.